The rain tapped gently against the tall windows of La Belle Patisserie, a place where birthdays were usually filled with laughter, balloons, and too many candles to count. But today, in the far corner of the cafe, sat a little girl, all alone. Her name was Lily Bennett, daughter of the powerful tech CEO, Richard Bennett. She sat in her wheelchair, a single cupcake with one candle in front of her. No friends, no party, no streamers, just silence. Her big brown eyes stared at the candle's flame, as if she didn't know whether to blow it out or let it burn. People glanced her way, but no one approached. After all, the Bennetts were known for their wealth and privacy, and whispers in the cafe hinted at tragedy. Lily had been in an accident 2 years ago that left her paralyzed. Her mother had passed away shortly after, and her father, well, he was always too busy building his empire to sit by her side. Across the cafe, a man named Marcus Coleman noticed her, a tall black single dad in a worn leather jacket. Marcus wasn't the type to stand by when someone looked that lonely. Beside him was his 7-year-old daughter, Zoe, who tugged at his sleeve. "Daddy, why is she sitting all by herself?" she whispered. Marcus's heart tightened. "I don't know, baby. But maybe we should change that." Marcus walked over, Zoe skipping at his side. He stopped a few feet from Lily's table and crouched down so his eyes met hers. "Hey there," he said warmly. "Mind if we join you?" Lily blinked, startled. I guess," she replied softly. Her voice was barely louder than the rain. Marcus pulled out a chair for Zoe, then took a seat himself. "I'm Marcus, and this is Zoe. We couldn't help but notice you have the most important job in the cafe right now." Lily tilted her head. "What job?" Marcus smiled, making a wish. "And from the looks of it, that cupcake could use some company." 8, Lily replied. "It's my birthday," Zoe gasped. "Mine was last week." "That means we're almost twins," Marcus chuckled. "Almost twins, huh? Sounds like we need a party then." He waved to the waiter and ordered 2 more cupcakes. Marcus took out his phone and, with Lily's permission, lit all 3 candles. "All right," he announced. "We're doing this right. 3 candles, 3 wishes. Ready?" Lily's cheeks puffed, her eyes closed tightly as if she was holding her wish deep inside. Conversation flowed easily after that. Lily told them about her favorite books. Zoe shared about her love for drawing, and Marcus listened, adding little jokes that made both girls giggle. Other cafe customers began to notice the table in the corner wasn't so quiet anymore. There was laughter, there were smiles, and there was a little girl who no longer looked invisible. Then, just as Marcus thought the afternoon couldn't get any brighter, Lily's father walked in. Richard Bennett cut an imposing figure in his tailored suit, scanning the cafe with sharp eyes until they landed on his daughter. His brows furrowed. Lily wasn't alone. He strode over, and his voice came out firm. "Lily, what's going on here?" Lily froze, her hands tightening on the armrests of her wheelchair. "Daddy, this is Marcus and Zoe. They were keeping me company." Richard looked at Marcus, his expression guarded. "And who exactly are you?" Marcus stood, meeting his gaze respectfully. "Just a dad who didn't want your daughter to spend her birthday alone." There was a pause long enough for the tension in the room to thicken. But before Richard could reply, Zoe blurted out, "We had a party. We made wishes and everything." Something softened in Richard's face as he looked at Lily. For the first time in what seemed like forever, she was smiling, a real, unguarded smile. Richard cleared his throat. "Thank you, Marcus. I suppose I owe you for making her day better." Marcus shook his head. You don't owe me anything. Just maybe be here next year. Weeks passed, and life continued. But something had shifted for the Bennets. Richard started leaving the office earlier. He began reading to Lily at night, attending her therapy sessions, and most importantly listening when she spoke. One Saturday afternoon, there was a knock on Marcus's door. Standing there was Richard, holding 2 gift bags and smiling awkwardly. I was wondering if you and Zoe would join us for dinner. Lily insists that dinner turned into many more. The 2 families grew close, bound by an unexpected meeting over a lonely cupcake. Marcus never bragged about what he'd done. To him, kindness wasn't a favor, was a responsibility. On Lily's next birthday, the cafe was quiet. It was filled with balloons, music, and the sound of children laughing. Marcus and Zoe stood beside her as she blew out her candles again, this time with her father's arm around her shoulders. Her wish from the year before, it had already come true. She wasn't alone anymore. What are your thoughts on this story? Comment and subscribe, Lifelines.